How are ya? We are
Good.
live. Got going
Yeah,
live. We're live.
yep,
So, what is happening? How are you?
good. We've had a busy week. We took 5 listings last week. We took 7 this week.
Okay.
And we need help with buyers because
Really?
yes.
Well, there you
Uh,
go. There's a
so
market shift announcement right there.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I know that a lot of different realtors that we work with and a lot of different buyers that we have are definitely in a business of looking and,
hmm
trying to find stuff. So let me know what it, kind of like what it looks like, what the price ranges are and what, where, the grand scheme of things. I know we also have some stuff working with you and your team. So,
yeah,
um, we just start talking and then we don't actually introduce ourselves, but not
yeah,
that we necessarily need to, but,
yeah. No,
uh,
yeah,
so yeah, you can knock it out. We just have conversations with each other. We just happen to record them, so
yeah.
they go live.
That's the fun part. My
Yes.
name's Celia with Keller Williams. I run the Montana Realty Group for those that don't know me. And so, yes, there is kind of a little bit of funny stuff happening in the market. They're still busy, believe it or not. We are still busy. Like I said, I took a couple listings last week. I took some this past week, and I do things a little bit different. I am like writing letters to people to find homes for those people that I can't find homes for on the MLS on our site.
Wow.
It's kind of what I've been doing a little bit.
And I understand you guys have been door knocking too.
Yo, yes, we've been door knocking.
There you
Yes,
go.
yes, yes.
There you go. So when they door knock and to provide information, the Montano team shares my mortgage information, Premier Nationwide Lending,
Yes.
and which is great. And then I supply her with seeds, and so she drops off like bluebonnet seeds and forget me not seeds because we all want to just grow together because
Yes.
that's my
Yes.
thing. So
Yes, yes, yes. And we really do appreciate that. And people actually love that, that we're just giving them something. And if we can help them out in any way, we will.
that's
So,
great.
yeah.
Well, I know we've had a series of Facebook Lives and we are pushing and heading right towards the virtual home buyers class that we're going to be doing on June the 7th at,
Yep.
it's kind of a lunch and learn virtually. So people have
Mhm.
at work and you're get that lunch hour off, then you just can hop on the navigating home ownership in the new market.
Yep.
And it's be a nice class with a lot of information. And anyone that's interested in home ownership can attend. It doesn't matter where they are; they can register for that, and so that's the direction that all of these Facebook Lives are headed to. Just small vignettes of different topics. And what's today's topic?
Down payment assistance versus and rent versus buying.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
So, what do you tell your clients when you have conversations about rent versus buying? What do you tell them?
Well, this past year, rent has gone up 100%, and there is no slowing that down whatsoever.
You know what is tax deductible? Not tax deductible?
What?
100% of your rent.
Exactly.
Not tax deductible.
It's not tax
100%.
deductible. Yes,
100% is not tax
yes,
deductible
yes.
of your rent. Okay, go ahead.
So,
So,
yeah,
there, everybody gets all caught up in the interest rate. Well, let me tell you, 100% of the rent's not tax deductible.
yeah.
So,
And that's
so
that's that's kind of where we need to just help and educate people,
that's
like
crazy.
let's get you, and that's what our team does. Like we work with you to get the person ready, and it might be a month, it might be two, it might be 6 months down the road, but at least you're getting closer. And this is why I love working with you, because we just help and educate what we need to do to get
Sure.
you to that.
Yeah. Well, education is such a big key to, everybody's in a different place in their life and a different situation. And, we work with all types of people that, need assistance. Maybe they're cashing out their equity so they can use that for debt consolidation or to buy another property. Or sometimes people are, in this deal for the first time. So,
All right.
um, what
What
our claim to fame, and there, we have a lot of claim to fames in our team, but we love first time home buyers. Like it's it's a calling, it's a compassion, it's the things that I love to do. And so not everybody is suited for or needs, necessarily assistance, down payment assistance. It's not a handout. It's a hand up into the process. Primarily, we use it for people that are like our police, our firefighters, and our teachers. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Uvalde and
Yeah.
how heartbroken that I have a 10-year-old and you've got 3 kids, and
Yeah.
all 3 school age kids. And I can't even talk about it real good because it does break my heart. But what we do enjoy is that we enjoy educating our teachers, and we like it's just a way to be able to say thank you that they qualify for certain programs that we do. And there's special programs, federal, state agency related programs. And I'm excited that this is our topic today because the program that we use state agency wise that we use most, Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, we use that a lot, and our team has been on top of that program for almost 10 years.
Hmm.
And so we really really like that program. And what is super exciting is just the other day they came out with a new income limit chart.
Ooh,
And
that's
for
big news.
It's huge news. And when you are qualifying for this program, we 620 credit score or better. Debt to income ratio needs to be reasonable. It does need to be under, at 50% or under. Those are a couple requirements. But that it's income limit based on the county that you're buying in. And with the income limit based on the county that you're buying in, you can have just your income, and your spouse can be a non-purchasing spouse where we don't utilize their income so you still qualify, or you can have both incomes combined. One of you can be a teacher and the other one not be a teacher. One thing that's great about this program is you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You don't have to be in the Heroes program itself. Anyone can qualify that fits the income limit criteria, and they raised the income limit. And I'm just, for our area, like you do a lot of business in Tarrant County, right?
Yep.
So if you're in the Johnson, Parker, or Tarrant County area to qualify, you can have income at 113,000 a year.
Wow.
113,000 a year, and you still qualify for grant assistance. And
Wow.
that grant assistance can be 2%, and it goes on upwards from there. And the determination of how much assistance that you want or get depends on the need and, a variety of other things. Everybody's situation is individual to them. Every situation is different. So we'll provide information, for individual circumstances, but for that county. And then in the Collin, Dallas, Denton, Ellis, Hunt, Kaufman, and Rockwall County, the income limit now is raised to $121,750.
That is amazing.
It's crazy. I couldn't wait for our
Like,
call because I never get these announcements.
yeah, that is amazing news because that,
Yes.
what was it before, like 90,
Probably in
97?
most
Yeah.
areas 90. The balance of the state. So when I look at the income limit in the county charts, and I always double check that, and we always tell people like yourself that when you're partnering with us, we don't need you to be an expert. You just need
Hmm.
to know that you have an expert. I think that's actually how we met.
Yes, that is exactly how we met.
In a class. It seems so long ago. And but you just need to know that someone else knows what to do and for your
Hmm.
situation. So the balance of the state, in other words, like let's say the county specifically isn't listed, the balance of the state, the income limit's 106,625. So this is really amazing news because there's going to be a lot of I mean, I've done some loans with people that are two teacher households. They're both teachers, and they haven't been in Dallas, and they haven't been able to qualify because both the incomes together, they're over the limit. But then you take an income out and maybe they don't qualify for the amount of purchase that they want to have. So, this is great news. With that said, we do other programs. We do the Seth program and TDHCA. And Premier does a side program specific called America's Finest. And America's Finest allows us to contribute $500 towards the bottom line, towards closing costs, which is exciting for our police, firefighters, nurses, things like that. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
excited.
great. That's
This,
great
yeah,
news.
it is. I think it's a game changer. I think it
Mhm.
can be a game changer for a lot of people that might be sitting on the fence thinking, you know, thinking I need 20% to purchase a home. You don't need 20%. You know, the minimum down payment on conventional is 3%. The minimum down payment for FHA is 3.5%.
Mhm.
You can utilize the assistance, and you do have to have some skin in the game for sure. So the grant assistance can help towards down payment, or it can help towards closing costs, taxes, and insurance. It won't cover it all, but it need one or the other. So
Yeah, it that
hey,
no, that's a big chunk, that, like,
yeah,
that kind of puts, like, kinda almost cuts your bill in half if you
yeah,
think about it.
yeah.
It kinda does, that 2%, 3%. Yeah. So
So it just puts you. I think there's a whole group of people, and what we spend a lot of time talking about, you and I, is we don't. What we're trying to do is there are a lot of people that are disenfranchised from the process, and we're trying to bring them in and tell them we can make this work. And the market has evolution. You just said it. You got these listings, and you're going to need some buyers. And sometimes I think I really think there are buyers out there that have, kind of given up, renewed their lease,
mhm.
that kind of thing. And I think they're going to be coming back into the mix.
Right. Yeah, no, yeah,
So I
absolutely.
don't know. It's exciting. Rent versus buy. I just always tell people that I was the child of parents that rented my childhood home for 19 years, and when they did the best that they could do. They made the right decisions. My brother and I got to go to the same schools with the same people the whole time, and that was by design. But time went by quickly, and so when you calculate based on today's standards what that rent that they paid, it was over $456,000. Over that time frame. So
That yeah.
what it I think what happens when we rent, sometimes it's not a bad thing, but I think because not everybody's prepared to be a homeowner, but I think what happens sometimes is that um, time gets away from us, and the best example of that is looking at our kids. Like
Mm,
I get, you know what I mean?
mm,
Like I get, I'm like, she's 10. What happened? Where did what? It just goes by like a blink of an eye, and that's what happens sometimes with renting is that
yeah.
it just goes by really fast.
Yep,
And
yep.
when you're a homeowner, you can deduct the interest on the loan, and you can deduct the property taxes. So it's kind of incredible benefit from that standpoint.
And not just that, you can sit on it for 5 to 7 years and you've built equity and you can start in a small home and then use that and move into another home and move a couple of times. So that way, when you are closer to retirement, you are comfortable and you probably don't even have a mortgage payment, if you do this smart. So,
Right, right,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I know we just have like a few minutes left, but what did you have any other questions? Give me a hard one, but you didn't even know about that announcement, so I'm excited. That's
No,
surprising.
and no, I didn't. No, no. So we kind of covered it. Like, what are the kind of the requirements? The 620 credit score is kind of where you need to be. And what if they don't have that 620 credit score? What do we do then?
We don't try to tell people no. Sometimes we say not right now. And,
Hmm.
I don't like to call it credit repair. I kind of sometimes call it credit restoration. And it just really kind of depends how close. If it's if it's real close, then we can do what we call a rescore. A rescore might be something as simple as, hey, can you pay this utilization of the credit? Your overall credit utilization is too high. Can you just pay this down just a little bit? It could be a couple $100 or something like that in order to improve the score. We throw out
Hmm.
the high and the low, and they go with the middle score. And so a lot of times you can have a much better score on one, like TransUnion, but maybe Equifax not. So we just kind of look at it and give our best advice. It doesn't keep you from purchasing it. Like, again, it may be something as simple we can fix in a week. If not, I've worked with people sometimes as long as 2 years, giving them advice. Getting People have bumps in the road, things happen, and
Hmm.
there's a lot of things that can happen in people's lives: a death in the family, a divorce, just different things that take place that can cause a bump in the road. Being unemployed, or being laid off and not expecting it, and then you're getting back in the game, and you're trying to catch back up on certain bills and stuff like that. The number one piece of advice on the credit side that I can give to people is don't pay things late. Pay the minimum if you have, but don't pay them late because lates are forever. So those impact the credit more than anything else. Um, and there's just so many benefits to owning a home. So, but
Yeah.
just trying to figure out, navigating the waters. You need a professional on both sides, right? The condition of a property when you're purchasing is important, and need people on both sides of the aisle. And our I know it's behind my head here, but our motto is where dreams are defined. And we don't try to define the dream for you. We want you to tell us what the dream is and let us figure out how to navigate the waters to get to that point, you know.
Yeah.
And again, I'll remind everybody June 7th, Navigating Homeownership is a class we're doing right around lunchtime. And that information will be provided in the chat too and all that. So we're pretty much done. Do you have anything else?
No, that I am just excited about that
I know.
announcement. That's great news.
Yes, I
Great
want
news.
to give a shout out to TSHAC, again, Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation. If you want to look at their website, it's tsahc.org. You can always go to their website. They have just a trophy of information on there that helps guide homeowners. They have an eligibility quiz, so you can take that for yourself to see if you qualify, and then you reach out to a lender and hey, I know one. So, and then you reach
So
out
do
to a
I.
realtor and hey, I know one.
Yeah.
So, June 7th, Navigating Homeownership. So,
Awesome.
have a great
Hey,
day.
you too. Thanks, Stacy.
Bye bye.
Bye.